Hello, Cardinals. We're going to be doing investigation 4.1 today. The topic is the effects of colliding air masses. What happens when two of the same and then two of the different air masses meet. And we're going to be having a student sheet today, student sheet 4.1, when air masses meet. The objective for lesson 4.1 is to understand how scientists use observations to predict changes in weather. We're going to be doing that by looking at two different air masses, similar air masses, different air masses, and how they affect the air around it. There are some safety warnings. Your teacher will be going over that today. So you're going to be using sheet 4.1 when air masses meet, and you're going to be reading questions on there, and then during the investigation, those questions will be used to kind of help you lead you through the investigation. You're going to be using two convection tubes, which you've used in the past. We're going to be setting up these a little bit different to investigate how different air masses would collide. So there's an example off to the right where you have crushed ice in one convection tube, a candle in another one, and then between that you would have a piece of rubber tubing to allow the air passes to collide. So you're going to make a list of materials that you'll need within this, and student sheet 4.1 will allow you to record those. And you'll be deciding which variables you're going to be keeping the same, which variables are going to change, and you need to write those down on your student sheet 4.1. You need to hypothesize what do you think will happen when cold, moist air meets cold, moist air, and what do you think will happen when warm, moist air meets other warm, moist air, and then what also happens when cold, moist air meets hot, dry air. So we're using ice, hot water, and candles. Now the ice will represent moist, cold air. The hot water will represent warm, moist air, and then the candle represents hot, dry air. So you'll be investigating how all of these different air masses, when they collide, will happen. As you can see in the table below, you have a setup, crushed ice and crushed ice, hot water and hot water, the tea candle and crushed ice, making predictions and then making observations as to what happened when those air masses collided. All right. You're reviewing with your teacher how to use the little smoke sticks, and you'll be introducing the smoke into the top of the tube as shown to the figure to the right. You're making qualitative, which means you're watching, observing, describing. You'll not record any temperature changes. You're just focusing on where the smoke's going, what's happening with moisture, and describing all of that information. All right. And then again, once you begin, you'll have safety warnings that your teacher will go over with you. So you're going to collect and set up your materials. You're going to discuss your observations with your group as you work, and then record them on your student sheet. Remember, for each setup, you need to write the procedures for your group, and you'll use a flashlight to help see the smoke. So this will be very similar to the investigations we did in lesson 3. And when you've finished testing all 3 conditions, you'll clean up. You'll print out the punk by dipping it into the cup of water, and then cut off that wet tip with the scissors so it's all ready to go for tomorrow. All right. A big part of today is reading your textbook called Building Your Knowledge. Why does the wind blow? And as you're reading that, there are a lot of vocabulary you'll be looking at. And then also you'll have 10 A, B, C, and D to read and then think about and answer. So how the setup is a model, which setups including the model of air being cooled, which containers formulated wind. Okay, remember the large part of lesson 4 is looking at wind. And then I highlighted in yellow there, use observations of the convection tubes to justify your answer. So as you're looking at the wind, which you can see with the smoke, that's what we're really looking at today when colliding, when air masses collide. All right, so the to-do list for tomorrow is to do investigation 4.1. There are 10 steps to that. That's in your textbook. You're going to be reading Why Does the Wind Blow? And it's called Building Your Knowledge for a reason. So, it's not always fun to read those. A lot of you sometimes skim them, but you should read them. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vocabulary terms to define. Your teacher should post some videos on Google Classroom that'll help you with the vocabulary terms, and there's an exit slip today. And then you can read investigation 4.2 to help you prepare for tomorrow. So good luck with the investigation. And if you're absent, I'm going to try to get a investigation video done for you. And hopefully your teacher will post that online also. So let your teacher know if you have any questions, and have a good day, Cardinals.